Mr. Nabin K. Chettri, Ms. Shard Kareen, and Mr. Uday Shankar Dujay, aka Shan. And in order to do the moderation, as a moderator, I would like to call upon Dr. Sangita Swechcha, the Chair of IAACP. Thank you.
Thank you, Shrestha, for hosting today's event. Before starting the panel discussion, I would like to briefly introduce Shrestha as well. He's been speaking from the beginning, but we don't know who he is. So, yeah, to briefly tell about Shrestha, he's done MA in English literature. He's a former media person, host on radio in Nepali radio. He's a public speaking trainer. He writes poems on a wide range of themes. He has translated few of my poems as well, and his anthology of poems is going to be published soon. So congratulations for this, advance congratulations to Shrestha. I would like to request you for reciting one of your poems. Yay!
Thank you so much, Dr. Sangita Swechcha, for your lovely words, your compliments about me. Well, actually, I'm a student of English literature, and I love literature. Particularly, I love poetry, and I've been writing a lot of poems. Particularly, I write about politics, current affairs, peace, and love, and a range of other themes as well. And well, I have written almost like 200 or 300 poems, but actually I've never got them published. But actually I'm just thinking of coming up with an anthology of my own poem. And here, well, actually today this program is organized by Universal Peace Federation. So here I've got one poem written by myself, and the title of my poem is Nuances of Peace. Raising battles between the power-hungry, what remains now is the scorched earth, howling winds, terrains of silence, torn flags, and the currency of blood that I can't afford to spend. The nations wrestle over escalating profits, signing iron-tongued treaties that rust in sense. Ghosts of dead economies haunt every household. I watch communities clash, and I can't walk on the cracked pavements, nor can I open shuttered doorways where I once saw life. Now only dying blossoms remain alive and kicking. Now I flee to ideologies, but get fed up with competing currents, torn pamphlets, and tectonic fault lines beneath every belief. Forget the wars within. How can shattered mirrors, collapsed bridges, darkened tunnels, and silent screams teach me to smile? At the end of the day, I long to witness green shoots through rubble, rivers reuniting their silver streams, hands unclasped from weapons, and sunlight unbound. Let the nuances of peace rebuild this world. Thank you.
Thank you, Shrestha, and thank you so much all the speakers, and congratulations to the two authors who have got the book launches today. I think before, rather than me questioning the authors, all these authors, I would like to open the floor for the questions from the audiences.
Yeah.
Any of you have any questions for the authors and the speakers?
This could just be for the whole Hi there, thank you so much. It was a great evening, and this could be for anyone on the panel, and thanks for sharing your work. How do you get all your inspiration?
Who wants to go first?
Ladies first, thank you very much. Lived experience for me. You want more? Well, basically lived experience, like I was saying, and I think pain, like I said earlier, inspires me, and also because I've been in that place, I know how others might feel, so I feel that my empathy is quite, I'm like, how can I say, empathetic person, so I feel emotionally deeper. I want to connect, I want to show people that there is help out there, and if I could go through that journey, it's not a beautiful journey. Suffering and reclaiming yourself is not a clear break, but it needs work. Yeah, the answers.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, for me, writing is a way of expressing myself. So, let's say politicians go and give their speech, and they have a different way of speaking, and people work in different ways. But for me, poetry is the way of expressing myself.
Thank you very much. I think I derive most of the inspiration from my memories as well as nature, and especially I just open up towards nature, and whenever I go out, I don't have any reservations, and as well as I don't have any form of, as you were talking about, prison, a mental prison. I just try to prepare. At the end of the day, we're all human beings, so each and everybody has their own story. So I just try to get interested in others, as well as I think meditation and exercise. It just keeps me disciplined. Thank you very much.
My turn. My inspiration comes from everything. Like when I listen to a song, then the inspiration comes from that. And actually, I'm experiencing every single day, like from every single step when I put in. And also, I think the inspiration from this part as well, because when I came, this is the first time I saw this event, and I learned a lot of stuff. I listened a lot of voices, so this is also inspiration. So I would say inspiration not only from the back memories or the present memories, but also so from anything. So whatever I see and whatever I learn, that's my inspiration. Thank you.
Okay, now this lady has a question. You've got a question, right?
Yeah. Thank you, everyone. I just listened a few of your poems. It's more connected with, I felt myself, it's more connected with South Asian culture and tradition. I think most of you guys live in this country for a long period. What is the real reason that, obviously the poem is all normal, but I felt that it's not really touched that Western, poetry or something. It's something little bit different from. So why we couldn't able to adapt it, or something is behind that?
So before that, I think I must say I came to the United Kingdom just as a poet, to become a poet and a writer. So I had my hundreds, I think so I can count at least 100 rejections before my first poem was published.
Wow.
In Missouri. So the thing is that, yes, and you really have to see that, because what we are published in Nepal, India, over here the journals are quite tough. Of course, poetry is a part of an outlet, you can do for anything. But if you want to reach out, and if you want to reach out to a particular audience, or let's say if you want to have it even after you're gone, I think you really have to work at it. And I want to thank my gurus. I wish Marty Lembe was supposed to come over here, so he couldn't, who taught me to have patience. Like when I write a poem, I just let it cool down. I just shelved it. I just check it after a month or so. I'm not in a hurry of putting out into the world. And sometimes it's just a comma after a few weeks, a word or so. So this poem that you are seeing over here, that was a part of my poetry portfolio in Oxford University. That was 2013. So it was 10 years. You can say 90% of the poems are all published in journals, international journals. So yeah, as you said that, you can bring the good experience over here. What the part of the world that you have lived in, India, Nepal, Southeast Asia. So otherwise, if you don't have a good language, I think so the barrier remains. But these days we have fantastic writers, we have authors over here who is writing about Jerusalem, is it? Yeah. So there's so many stories that you can bring about. But I think first of all, you need to have a lot of perseverance and dedication, and it's not a I think when you say that you want to become a poet, even I won't tell my children or a writer, you have to have something to back up, because there's a lot of, it's not like a straight away job you get after the degree. If you do an MBA from Oxford, then you know what's happened. If you do an English degree from Oxford, then you might even, for years, you might be, unemployed. So you need a lot of courage. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nabin. Let me have my question now. Yeah. I want to ask to all of you, actually. The question is, have there been any moment when readers interpreted your work in ways you never expected? And what did you learn from those experiences? Shall I repeat the question?
We're like not trying to look at
have there been moments when readers interpreted your work in ways you never expected?
Okay. So writing is kind of being mad. We are not always normal, actually, while writing. Yeah? You often go to be mad. I can understand from your writing, from your recitals. Yeah, well, most of the writers, they just come out of there from nowhere. They get some crazy idea, and they start writing. It is sometimes it happens unexpected things on us, and we write. And after a few days, did I write this by myself? Such a crazy idea it comes. So yeah, sometimes it happens unexpected things. That we try to do it, but whenever we plan to write something, it doesn't come to be as, it comes spontaneously. So it's a spontaneous overflow of powerful thinking, recollecting tranquility, as the poet says.
Wow, we have so much in common, don't we? Just sitting here and thinking, yeah, that sounds like me. It's really difficult. I think to be a writer, you have to see before you can put it down to words. For me, personally, I visualize everything. I literally even can smell what I'm writing about. I can literally see the scenes. It's like I'm in meditation. So when I start to think of something that inspires me, I feel it first in my soul. It just here. Something starts giving me this life. It just starts to glow. It's like a fire that just starts slowly just kind of lighting up. And I feel the power of healing in writing. And I mean, from feedback, because I did a lot of poetry performances across the UK, a lot of people end up crying when I recite. And it's not that I like to see people cry, but because during that time when I was writing a poem, I felt every word. And then when I recite it, people cry, you know, and I see it's not easy because it's heavy. When you are a writer, a poet, you're very vulnerable. You can't just write. It's not basically being a poet. It's not the same as just being, you know, a stylist or into fashion, because you're just not touching people's hearts. As poets, we are touching your hearts. So yes, that's what people connect, for example, to my writing. They do see hope, but there's also pain before that. So it's a journey that we don't mean to take you on it. I don't mean to, but it's just something that I love. So because I love it, I share it with you. And as an artist or an author or just, you know, you cannot fake it. You have to feel it. You have to have experienced it. It's not like going into an office and having to do your 9 to 5. You can't just, I know you can learn it, but it's different when you feel it, you know.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sharon.
It's really sweaty, the mic.
Yeah, there was a recent panel discussing a week ago so there's a poem called Balloon Wala, I think Wala. In India and Nepal and most of the Southeast Asian countries, especially during the 90s, you know, like whippy ice cream vans over here, when you hear the ice cream van, the children get happy. So during those times in the villages, this balloon wala, they used to come on a bicycle. They had colorful balloons, you know, and inside they put mustard seeds to attract the children. So I was reading this poem, and it was about balloon wala, but to the audience over here, I had to put a bit of a, you know, like a note down. So why the children are coming? Why are they attracted, you know? And later, after 1 year, the balloon wala comes in a bicycle, and he's got flying balloons, and he tells to the children, you know, especially during the war, whose parents were dead, so your parents live over there. You can stick a letter down on those flying balloons, and you can send letters to your parents. So, I mean, those things, I think you need a bit of a note to understand, as you said. So sometimes you're writing a different perspective, but it's understood differently, I think.
Yeah. Thank you, Nabin.
Thank you. Sometimes when I write, the what I wanted to write, the basically doesn't come. It's very struggling time at the moment. And the other way, when I'm going to sleep, then suddenly, then I feel something to write, then I wake up and then get back to seat and write the things. Because the word is very important for me. Because with one word, I can make a poem the next day. It happened many times, so I could not sleep and then come back. And nowadays I'm writing song basically. So I live in Essex, I switch to London. And on the train, I write every day the song. And I'm sending the song to my musician.
Can you sing
it? And yeah, it's still in Bengali, not in English. So
it's all right.
Can I?
It's okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's fine.
Sure.
You can listen in a new language, that's fine.
So that's the track. This would make the track.
Do we clap?
Very interesting. Thank you, Sean. Any of you have any question?
She's got a question. You got a question, right?
Thank you so much for sharing that with us. I'd just like to thank Robin from Universal Peace Federation and Dr. Sangita from the International Association of Arts and Culture for Peace. I'm Princess Emmanuel from Committing Arts and the Poetry for Grenfell Project, also the KNC Poetry Fringe, and I'm here just to commend you and to thank you for sharing with us the power of poetry. And what I'd like to ask from you, even if it's just one word each, is how do you feel your poetry and your stories of home, of exile, of peace and pain, how do you feel it impacts our society, and how can we use the words of word, sound and power to make changes in the world today? And just to thank you again, and we have a poetry open call in the theme of peace, so please speak to us afterwards, but I would love to hear what you feel the impact of our words, our stories in social change. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the question. I think the politicians are main powerful subject to change. Anything. I would say the poet, the written stuff is more powerful than anybody else. If we go back to the history, then we can find that a lot of writers, poets, so they changed the society, they changed a lot of things. So definitely the word of a poet so is an impact to the society, to change the regime, to change the violence and also the whatever is like bad things to the society. And it's not only that, also we need to support to the poet and poetic things that could more help to change it. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Any more questions?
Let's hear from Chettri.
First of all, I just want to comment, I love your feather pen. It's just, I am a big fan of pens, honestly. I just looked at your feather pen. Look, first of all, for change, we need to be accepted. That is the first thing, and they need to stop shadow banning us on social media. I use my voice through poetry as a means of freedom of speech. So for us to be allowed to bring a change into the world, first we need to be accepted, and we need people to allow us to exist before anything, because there is space in the world for everybody. And that's why we are here today, Sangita, to prove that we can work along each other and have a peaceful and meaningful conversations. So we are not going to be silenced. We use our voices through poetry, through storytelling, but change has to be like platforms like this. She's offering that platform. Everyone, Universal Peace Federation, thank you for offering that platform. And this is how change is possible, when we are accepted. I repeat the word accepted because I'm Palestinian, and for me, growing up, this is a huge thing to be seen as a human being. So for me, it's a dream for me to be standing on that stage all together. And I believe I'm very hopeful because this is changing the world. Poetry and the books that are being published will change the world, and it will happen. Hope that answered your question.
Yeah, I think poetry, a lot of poetry is you can vent your feelings, expressions. You feel quite light, and these days I think there's a lot of even in NHS, the poetry has been tried to, prescribe for the patients through projects. Even I've worked in some of them. So I think it helps you express your feelings, and that lightens your load, I think. So, poetry, it's a distilled form of language, and emotions as well, I think. So it's always good to write your feelings through poetry. It just lightens your load and it makes the world a better place. Thank you very much.
Would you like to say? Thank you. Normally, any author starts writing for self-satisfaction initially. So if he or she can express what he has or she has in her heart, then she will get relieved and she will be happier. And secondly, when one is a responsible author, that the author should be able to address the social problems as well. For example, most of the authors who are sensible, they are always in opposition of the government. They pinpoint the problem there. Whenever there is wrongdoing, they raise the question before the opposition party. Opposition party also raise the question, but with their political interest. But the authors always raise question for the public, for the well-being of the country, well-being of the nation. So if somebody is, let's say, independent author, means every author is, let's say, an observer. They observe the things. And they observe not only the present, but the future as well. They can see the future, and they write about it. So, in that sense, authors are social engineers. They try to engineer the society through the social psychology. So we want to say something good, like honeybees collect honey, traveling around the garden. Similarly, the authors try to find the honey, not the junk. Thank you.
Thank you. I completely resonate with all of the speakers, and I would also like to thank Universal Peace Federation. In a way, like I've been given this responsibility, but I enjoy doing this, and at the same time, like other authors and speakers said, this is a platform where we want to be speaking, telling our stories. And when I was given the opportunity last year to launch my book, and it was like I was given 3 days of book signing. It was in a conference, and hundreds of conference attendees bought my books, and I felt very privileged and honored to be invited over here for my book signing. And at the same time, later on, when I was offered for the role of the chair to lead the IAACP, International Association of Art and Culture for Peace, and being also the awardee of the Ambassador of Peace in 2024 December, I felt like I have a responsibility for the organization, Universal Peace Federation. And when I've been offered the role, I felt that this is an opportunity for me to bring more voices to the platform. And I hope, like in the coming days, we will be able to bring even more people from around the world to share our common stories. It's not just as Shad and other speakers said. It's most of the time, like it's always the people who are in the limelight, they get this space. But we want to be a platform where the unheard voices can be heard through this platform. Thank you so much. Thank you very much.